Hello, fellow Sudokans, and welcome to Zen and the Art of the Guardian Sudoku puzzle for Thursday, the 3rd of March, 2022. It's Thursday, so the week is pushing ahead. Tomorrow will be the end of the working week if you're on a traditional 5-day working week. For the people in Ukraine, it's yet another day of bombardment and violence and death and injury and rushing away to safety. So our sympathies are very much with the people there. And to some extent, we don't even know how the Russians feel about this, really. Of course, there is propaganda from all sides, so we can't really tell how many people support this war. It's difficult to know. Anyway, in the news, the name Roman Abramovich has cropped up over the last couple of days. He is about to sell Chelsea Football Club. And it triggered a memory for me, and I thought I might be able to tell you on this channel of when I first heard his name. I get a chance to meet everybody in Thailand, from very poor people to very rich people, super rich people sometimes. And I remember being asked to write an email on behalf of someone whose son was studying at public school in Britain. When I say public school, for those Americans, I mean private fee-paying school for the elite. Asked to write an email trying to defer punishment on behalf of her son. What had happened was there'd been some infringement of the school rules, and the school was going to put the boy in detention for the weekend. And that weekend was Cup Final weekend, FA Cup Final. Now, those of you who follow football will know that's an important day. And anyway, the parents asked me to write an email pleading for their son to be for their son's punishment to be deferred to a later time and not be held on that weekend, because they had an invitation to attend the FA Cup final at Wembley. And so I was being told this, and they said, because his friend at school is the son of Roman Abramovich. And the person looked at me and as though I should know, and I said, who? I tell you, there are two things that I am totally disinterested in. One is the lives of rich people and who they are and hobnobbing with them. And two, any kind of sport. I really lost all interest in football in my late teens, and I had no idea who the owner of Chelsea was or who Abramovich was or anything like that. I had absolutely no idea. And she was so shocked that I didn't know. She said, "You're from England. How can you not know Roman Abramovich?" I said, "I have no idea." This is many years ago, by the way, of course. And anyway, she said, also, would I be prepared to sit in on a video call with the headmaster to plead his case? And I said, yeah, sure, no problem, I'll do it. So I didn't need to, in the end, sit in on the video call, but I did help to write an email explaining the situation in the best possible way. And anyway, finally, the school were very reluctant to agree, actually. All kudos to them. But finally, they did agree to defer the punishment to a later time. I think they may have increased it, actually, as a kind of bargaining chip. I can't really remember now. It's so many years ago. And later on, I did get the details of how the boys were picked up by a helicopter and went to a yacht and blah blah blah, and it's all very uninteresting for me, this lives of the rich and famous. But that's the first time I ever heard his name, even though he was apparently famous across the UK for many years before that. I had no idea who he was. Anyway, he is about to sell Chelsea Football Club, apparently. And but we don't know. I mean, who knows with these oligarchs just how deeply they are in with Putin? I mean, it's all so sketchy and hazy, isn't it? I mean, we just simply don't know who is hiding what money where. But I am pretty sure that a lot of it is still in London and is likely to stay in London for some time. Okay, shall we get on with our game of Sudoku now that I've regaled you with a short tale, or a long tale, really, actually. Sounds to be very long. You're itching to play the game of Sudoku now, aren't you? So let's get on. All right. Now I'm looking at the grid for the first time, and what I notice is that 6s block across this row, 6s block across this row, and this 6 blocks down here. What am I talking about? 6 cannot reappear in this row because we already have a 6. The same rule applies for this 6 here and this 6 in this column. And so that leaves just one square where we can place our 6. Right, let's get into it now. For those of you new to the channel, this is a chat and Sudoku channel, and sometimes I chat too much, and sometimes my Sudoku playing is good, and other times not that great. It depends. 8 blocks down here, 8 blocks down here, 8 blocks across here and across here. This is the Guardian hard level game, so you should have played a few games before. But to be honest with you, sometimes the Guardian hard level is really very straightforward. We just don't know. They often mislabel their puzzles, so we have to play to find out. There's a lot of numbers along here and some squares along here. I must be able to find 3 numbers. Let me see now. A kind of New York Times trick. I'm sure it must be there somewhere. Okay, well, we don't need it. 7 blocking across here, 7 across here, 7 down here. So that's a 7 there. 4 blocking down here and 4 across here. That's a 4 here. Of course, half the battle of Sudoku is deciding where to look. Once you've got that, then quite often you can do things more quickly. Although speed is not necessarily one of our ambitions in playing the game. Just pure enjoyment, really. It's very noisy outside here. 9 blocks both of these 2 squares here, so a 9 must appear in this square to complete this row. It's very noisy. It's very early. It's before 8 AM. It's not even 8 o'clock here yet. It is very noisy outside for some reason. Five now blocks across here like that, so 5 fits here. 1 blocks down here, so 1 goes there, and a 3 is in that square there. Eight blocks both of these 2 squares here, and this 8 blocks this square. We don't yet have an 8 in this row, so there's only one possibility. The 8 must fit there. Now we have 1 blocking this square, 1 blocking this square, and so 1 fits there. Five blocks this square. We don't have a 5 in this row yet. Clearly that can't be a 5, so 5 is forced into the right hand square there. And there's just one number missing from this row now. It's a 2, so we can place our 2 there. Missing numbers here and here are 1 and 9, but we can't do anything about that just yet, so we hold off on that. Missing numbers over here are 2, 3, 4 by the looks of it, and still can't identify those just yet. Missing numbers at the end here are 6 and 9, I think. Okay, so we've got an intersecting 9 there, meaning our 9 must be placed here and our 6 will go there. Six blocks up here, 6 blocks up here, and 6 blocks across here, so just normal deduction will make you realize that 6 must appear there. Okay, there are 3 empty squares in column 1, and the missing numbers that fill them will be 2, 5, and 7. And if you notice something, two things. Either you'll notice that the 7 fills up these two squares, or you'll notice that the 2 and the 5 block this square. So there are two ways of finding the same digit. And that's very common in Sudoku as well, that there are often multiple ways to come up with the same information, the same solution to a particular cell. Right, so the lower half is mostly done, so now we're going to move to the emptier top half, and where we believe it's going to get a little bit more difficult, I suppose, since there were already a lot of given digits rather, in the bottom section. So okay, 1 blocks up here, 1 blocks up here, and 1 blocks across there. So we can place our 1 simply there. Over back this side, 1 blocking down here, 1 blocking up there, so that's a 1 to place there. We can get this here because we can work out these 2 digits, and then we can work candidates at least we can work out, and then we can work out these 2 candidates, and then we will get this number here for sure. Hope that makes sense. Right, so the missing numbers up here are 3 and 9. Okay, 3 and 9 are what's needed to complete this column. The missing numbers here and here then are 4 and 5. So now we look down here, and knowing that 4 and 5 appear in these 2 squares, and there must be 1 number missing, and the missing number is in fact a 3. Okay. And now we have 3 blocking across this row, so that puts a 3 into this square here. Okay, 3 blocks this square, 3 blocks this square, and 3 blocks this square. So this row has just 1 option for the 3 to appear in. Now, 1 blocks this square, 1 blocks this square, 1 blocks this square. So a 1 must be in this square because that's the only available square not seen by a 1 in a horizontal position. So 1 must be there. Okay, this row does not yet have a 2, but in fact the 2 blocks both of these squares, and so that means that this must be a 2, and 5 will finish that block there. So the missing numbers here are 2, 7, and 9. Now we've got a 7 and a 9 hitting this square here, so we know in fact that has to be a 2. Okay, investigation of the middle block here. The missing numbers here are 5 and 9. Can't tell which is which. The other numbers in these 3 squares are 4. We've got a blocking 4 there, so 4 like this. 6 here and here. And 8 here and here. So not resolvable. Trying to decide the best place to look, really. Oh, okay, this is taking me a while to find. Hang on in there, though. I promise you there will be a solution. I will get there in the end. I always do, or so far I always have done, in more than 1,000 videos, so the chances of success are pretty likely, although I have occasionally made mistakes. But if I've made a mistake, I've actually put a correction video up to show where I went wrong. This block here, let's think about this block. Okay, we have 1s in those 2 squares there. We have 2s in these squares here. 3 is in. We have 4s in like this. We have 5s in all the corner squares. We have 6s here and here. We have 7s here and here. Several paired options down here. We have 8s up here. And 9s can literally go anywhere. Oh dear. This is interesting game. I'm sure, I have a feeling though that I'm missing something obvious. That certainly happens when playing these games on camera. Something obvious occurs and I just don't see it. How about this block here? The 2s are in these squares, the 3s are in these squares, the 4s can be like this, the 7s are like this, sorry. Same as the 2s. And the 9. Oh, okay, that's it. 7, 2, and 9. Okay, great, got it. Okay, 2, 7, and 9. No, that's 4 squares, not 3 squares. No, that is 3 squares. 2, 7, 2. Oh no, the 9. No. I'm wrong. Okay, let's stop the excruciating pain of being stuck in the game of Sudoku by filling in pencil marks, and that's going to help us solve the game. So in particular, I'm going to do the pencil marks up here in this top section, because I think that's where we need to look really. So I've forgotten now what was missing from here. 3 and something. 3 and 9. Okay, so let's put in 3 and 9 in small numbers in the top corner as potential candidates. That means these are numbers that can go there, but we haven't placed them for sure yet. And 4 and 5 fit as pencil marks in these two squares here. Now I also know that 1 goes across here like that. Now what else can we... I'm really interested in finding pairs if I can at this stage. So if I find pairs, I'm going to put them in okay, so 6 blocks across here and up here. So 6 is a pair like that. 7 blocks up here and across here. So 7s appear like so. 8 across here and up here. So 8s are like that. And I said earlier 9 can go anywhere. How about over here? The 2s, no. 3s, no. 4s, no. 5, 6, 7, no. 9, no. Really lacking in pairs there. I thought I'd seen 3 numbers there. Okay. All right. Let's do the bottom stuff down here as well. This might give us a better idea, I suppose. So missing numbers here are 1 and 9, just in case it will solve something up here. Missing numbers down here are 2 in those squares because of this, 3 in those squares, and 4 blocks there. So 4 like that. Missing numbers here and here are 7 and 9. Missing numbers across here are 5 and 9, I think. Okay. Gotcha. I know the solution now. Okay. Right. So what that means is 9 is in this square, and 9 is in this square and this square. Do you agree? So that means because 9 is restricted to the left column and the right column in this chute, a chute is 3 blocks in a row like this. Because 9 is left, right, not in the middle, we know up here 9 must appear in this middle column. In other words, in this square or this square. So we can put in a pair of 9s like that, and immediately we do that, we get another similar pattern. And now you'll see, look, now we have 9 in the bottom row and the top row of this chute across here. Chute 3 blocks in a row. Okay, 9, 9, 9, 9. So because we have top and bottom, over here we can only put a 9 into the middle row, and there is only one empty square here in the middle row, so we know that that is a 9. So that means that must be a 7, that must be a 9. Okay, so that's given us a lot more to work with. Let's see if we can finish it off without any more or not, if we need to continue with our candidate filling. But anyway, that's certainly a key. The missing number across here now is what, 4? Is that right? Okay, yes, that's all we need to complete this row. But now we have an intersecting 4. So 4 fits here, and then 1 goes there. Then down here, that can't be a 1 anymore, that must be a 9. And the 1 goes there. The 9 means this is a 5. And the 9 goes there. And anything else we can tell about 5s? 5 blocking up here, so 5 is a pair in these two squares. Is that going to do anything else? Let's see, what else? Yes, okay. So in fact, 2 blocks up here, 2 blocks up here, 5 blocks up here, and 5 blocks up here. That means that these two squares must contain 2 or 5, because that's the only places where they are allowed. All right, so 2 and 5 are in these two squares. That means that that 6 that we put in before can no longer be true. So we can erase it if you've got a rubber that can rub out pen, but I use pen. I play dangerously. So we have to cross it out, and now we know that 6 must appear there. Now, because we also had a 7 as part of a pair there, we now know that the 7 fits there. And now because we've just overwritten the 8, we know that the 8 goes here, and we just overwritten a 9, so we know that the 9 goes there, like so, meaning this must be a 3, because our 9 is placed in that square there. And our 3 blocks across here, and 3 up here now, so 3 goes there. Now 3 blocking down here, 3 is here, 2 is here, 4 is here, 2 will be the last number to complete this column. Now we know this was 5 or 2, so this can't be 2. 2 must appear here, 5 is there, 4 is here, 5 is there. I hope you understand and can follow this logic. It's not tricky once you've got this far. 7 stops this from becoming a 7. 7 goes here. The last number that we need to complete this is a 4. Okay, then we've just got 3 squares, and we know we can get them because they're each 1 digit short from a column, right? So we need the 4. 4 blocking here, 4 blocking here, so 4 goes there. We also need a 6. 6 stops there, so 6 goes there. And the last number to complete the grid is an 8. Well, I really enjoyed that game. I don't know if it rose to the level of hard, maybe medium or something, but no, maybe it was a hard level, maybe. Certainly made me think, and the trick for me was in placing the candidate 9s and then realizing we had a nice kind of left-right or top-bottom pattern going on. That's it. Thank you very much. Back for more tricky Sudoku later in the day. And join me for Wordle if you enjoy that game as well. That's also on this channel. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.